Following some breaking news that we wanted to let you know about, this coming out of Iran as the Iranian president has rejected direct negotiations with the United States over its nuclear program. The very latest is that Iran's president saying earlier today that the Islamic Republic rejected direct negotiations with the United States over its nuclear program. Also offering Tehran's first response to a letter that President Trump sent to the country's supreme leader. The president saying that Iran's response left open the possibility of indirect negotiations with Washington. However, such talks have not made any progress since President Trump, during his first term, unilaterally withdrew America from Tehran's nuclear deal with world powers in 2018. You're taking a live look right here at the White House as we continue to follow this breaking news. In the years since that, regional tensions have only increased into attacks at sea and land, coming after the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza, which saw Israel target militant group leaders across Iran's self-described axis of resistance. Now, as the U.S. conducts intense airstrikes targeting the Houthi rebels of Yemen, the risk of military action targeting Iran's nuclear program does.
See, and this is what sucks, because these things happened during the Biden administration. He failed to secure certain things with other countries, and these other countries took Biden's presidency to their advantage by saying, hey, Russia, oh, you know what? Biden's president, he's not really enforcing anything. He's not even a good president. He's not even doing anything for their country. Right now is a perfect time to invade Ukraine, even though 2014 is when they officially started the war, but they invaded again and moved towards actually killing people. Like, people were dying. People are dying. And now that Trump's president, how are you supposed to calm this and diffuse this down when it's already been laid out? It's making it so much harder to create negotiations with other countries when there's already been an invasion. Many people have died. A lot of money has been spent on both countries. Countries like Ukraine asking for more and more money and backup of weapons and ammunition from the United States. I mean, and taxpayers are paying for it, and we're not getting anything from Ukraine. We're not getting a damn thing from Ukraine. There's no advantage from Ukraine. But that's not the only one. You know, Israel, Iran getting involved, and also, I mean, it's getting crazy. So now Trump has to stress a lot more on trying to diffuse this and bring this back down before this breaks out in a world war, which would not be good for anyone.
Does remain on the table. Iran's president saying, quote, "We don't avoid talks. It's the breach of promises that has caused issues for us so far. They must prove they can build trust." The White House, though, not offering immediate reaction to this announcement. This comes as President Trump's letter following both Israel and the United States warning they will never let Iran acquire a nuclear weapon, leading to concerns over a military confrontation as Tehran enriches uranium at near weapons grade levels, which is something only done by atomic armed nations. Iran has long maintained its program is for peaceful purposes, even as its officials increasingly threaten to pursue the bomb. Since President Trump returned to the White House, his administration has consistently said that Iran must be prevented from acquiring nuclear weapons. A report in February by the UN's nuclear watchdog said Iran has accelerated its production of near weapons grade uranium. So we are continuing to follow that breaking news as earlier today, Iran's president rejecting direct negotiations with the United States over its nuclear program.
Okay, so from what I'm reading, it's showing that Iranian president is creating this nuclear program for civilian energy purposes. So, commencing in the 1950s with support from the U.S. under the Atoms for Peace program, Iran's nuclear program was geared towards specific scientific exploration. In the 70s, Iran ratified the non-NPT, subjecting its nuclear activities to IAEA inspections. So it was launched in the 1950s with the help of the United States. Proposed agreement for cooperation in research in the peaceful uses of atomic energy was announced under the Eisenhower administration's Atoms for Peace program. In 1967, the Tehran Nuclear Research Center was established, run by the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. The TNRC was equipped with 5 megawatt nuclear research reactors supplied by U.S. company American Machine and Foundry, which was fueled by highly enriched uranium. In 1968, Iran signed the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, ratified it in 1970, making it Iran's nuclear program subject to IAEA verification. Okay. The participation of the U.S. government nuclear program continued until 1979, Iranian revolution that toppled this last Shah of Iran. So in 1976, U.S. President Gerald Ford signed a directive offering Iran the chance to buy and operate a U.S.-built reprocessing facility for extracting plutonium from reactor fuel. The Ford strategy paper said the introduction of nuclear power will both provide for the growing needs of Iran's economy and free remaining oil reserves for export or conversion to petrochemicals. So leaked reports that they might have a nuclear bomb. See, this is probably when they started getting worried that their intentions with the program was not to help their people, it was to create bombs, explosives. And they ended up using during the Iran-Iraq war. So this has been This has been an ongoing thing with Iran. The U.S. trying to work with them in hopes that it would help their people. Around 2005, Germany refused to continue exporting nuclear equipment or refund money Iran had paid for such equipment in the 1980s. And look at this, in 2006, the UN Security Council approved a resolution to give Iran until the end of August to suspend uranium enrichment. Now they had to figure out a way to stop them from, oh man, it's horrible. And then they said, no, we're not stopping, but we'll have a negotiation. So interviews and surveys show that the majority of Iranians in all groups favor their country's nuclear program. Polls in 2008 show that the vast majority of Iranians want their country to develop nuclear energy, and 90% of Iranians believe it is important for Iran to have a full fuel cycle nuclear program. Though Iranians are not Arab publics in 6 countries also believe that Iran has the right to its nuclear program and should not be pressured to stop that program. President George Bush in 2006 said there must be consequences for Iran's defiance of demands that it stop enriching uranium. He asserted the world now faces a grave threat from the radical regime of Iran. Isn't it crazy how we get from what it started, the United States helping Iran and its people and their intentions changing throughout the years, and now in 2006, having President Bush say this is wild and crazy, and it's this is still basically the same mindset today from the U.S. views. All right, well, let's hope that President Trump and his administration could do something to help this country and prevent any wars from continuing or reigniting and having an end to all these wars that are going on today everywhere, from Russia to Iran, Israel, everywhere. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time, everybody. Peace out.